Hey fam, greetings, greetings, peace and love and shit, peace and love, peace and love. Great rising. I know y'all like, what the fuck? What's today, Wednesday? So, let me see. Saturday, I don't know what the fuck happened Saturday. Saturday I did an open house. Sunday, I don't know, Sunday's a blur. I will tell you what though, Monday, Monday, I had a class. I signed up for to take a class on Monday from 8 to 5. The divorce court required me to take a families in transition, parenting after divorce class last week, and I enjoyed it so much and found out that the organization that hosted the class wasn't a part of the court. They're actually some separate community organization, and they offer a shitload of classes on different things. And I was thinking, man, there's so much information. Some of them were free classes, some of them were paid, and um, and they had one that was $40. It was 8 hours, and I was like, that's the one I want. Right? I'm like, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of gems. So I paid for it, and from 8 to 5, I was busy and unavailable to everybody. And the messages that I came back to, so many people feel entitled to my time and my responses, and that's not fair. It's really not. One guy actually said, wait, how was it? The thing was the or no, whatever the fuck it was. It was the or no. It wasn't an or nah, but it might as well have been like, so you feel like talking or no? Somebody else called me and told me he feeling off balance, so I need to tell him something good. No, I don't need to tell you a goddamn thing good. Like, I'm just feeling like something different between us. Baby, I don't know what the fuck to tell you about what the fuck you are feeling, except you need to take some time for yourself. Indeed. Yeah, sister I love, think about all the time. I had just messaged her because I wasn't even talking to anybody else. I had decided I'm not responding to any text messages except hers. And I replied to her just so she'll know, because she'll at least communicate it to other people, my mood. So I picked her with purpose. And I did at least tell her that I'm going off the radar because I feel drained. And I love her to death. I promise her natural response was, "Oh, I feel drained too, sis. Let me get a little bit of your energy. Just send me a picture." Yeah, so after that, like, I love her, but I just shut it all the way down. I shut it all the way down. Yeah, shut it all the way down. I didn't reply to anybody. So if you saw me yesterday, I didn't give a fuck if it said iMessage or not. I don't give a fuck if it said it, if it told you I read it. None of that. I just didn't reply yesterday. I needed the time for myself, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to reply today. I don't want to love on you so much that you become dependent of my love. I want to love on you so good you learn how to love on yourself. Okay, did that make sense? Um, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. When I comb Zion's hair or when I wipe Dory's ass, I'm not combing Zion's hair and wiping Dory's ass or cooking them meals so that I can do these things forever and ever. Amen. I am teaching them, Ashe, Pastor Tiffany. I'm getting them ready to launch. Ain't that something? I learned that about astronaut training is 2 years. And no, every astronaut don't go in space, but I did learn that astronaut training was 2 years. I didn't learn it directly. I learned it from a pastor who done the research, and she found out how they go through simulations and all of that shit first, how they go through group shit before they go up. And the thing is, none of the trainers go with them from the launching pad. When it's time for them to go and soar on their own, they go and soar on their own. So I just want to make sure we're learning to soar on our own. I never signed up to be anybody's leader. I hate it when people be like, I follow you on Facebook. I'd be like, damn, we Facebook friends. Even if I couldn't friend you back, we Facebook friends. Yeah. I do believe that the movement that will liberate us will be a leaderless movement, and that everybody will be led themselves without any thread of ego or, you know. Anyway, let's get it fucking popping. Great rising, great rising, great rising. I've missed you. Hold on, let me see. Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. I got your earrings on. I can send them now. I just found it. The fork was missing for a minute, but we cleaned up a little bit yesterday, just a little bit. We found the fork, so you ready. Um, Oh, nah, you good. See, the tagging is peace. It's not like you tag me, because you have my cell phone number, sis. Like, you didn't tag me and text me and reach out to say, no, like, some people be like, yo. Yeah, Say had pointed out the tag to me, though, to my highest heel moonchild. Nigga, how are you not? You- anyway, okay. Alright, so we got a great rising, great rising, great rising, great rising, great rising. And, uh, yes, that's still relevant. Right. Sacred Woman, Queen of Four, copyright 2000, Queen of Four, Helen O. Robinson. So many things on the plate for this summer. I'm excited as fuck. Um, you know, I got the GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe.com/Ife Asa Power Hours. All right. I think we got about $20 toward the $3,000 goal, y'all. And you can say we was ready for. Okay. And I'm also in June. Let's see. Yeah, in June in Atlanta for children, saying I will be hosting a mind, body, spirit seminar for children, an interactive seminar on mind, body, spirit for children. All right. We're trying to determine the ages now. I know for sure 9 to 16. I know for sure 9 to 16. Um, oh, I know plenty of people who need it. Nisha. They always reaching out to me. They always reaching out to me. Um, Shamika, what date? Like, Shamika be so motherfucking ready. Okay. I'm gonna try not to cry. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Sis came to see me cross ice, y'all. Like the motherfucking clean cold took a glacier over to where the fuck I was staying out there in Minnesota. Like slid in. I watched her trying to park for at least 12 minutes. Goddamn it. um, that's a lot, Shanika, for you to be trying to come down in July for one thing, come down in June and another thing. You might as well pack the U-Haul up, let your mom and them niggas have a spot, and you just come on home. If you are gonna do it like that, though, Shamika, you tell me what date, and I'll move around you. I honor your work like you honor mine. So you tell me what date in June is best for you, and that'll be peace. Since then I can do my flyers today. All right, but we rolling. We rolling. I missed y'all. I needed to charge and shit. Look, when your head done went down, you see me? Scabbed up and shit. I'm healing. Need to put some shea butters on there, though. Alright. The weekend of the 15th. And it's like the 20th. It's like 2 weeks. Damn. See, thing is, in order for me to promote anything, Great Rising, in order for me to promote anything, I gotta be out of Facebook jail. And I'm still in that joint for another 7 days. 7 days and 6 hours. All right, let's get to Sacred Woman, though. We're gonna figure it out. Say the weekend of the 15th. I'm peace with that. That's Tupac's birthday. Ego. I give thanks again for my king. Say, I love you. I'm edified by our rising conversations, like, and that's our rising ritual. Like, it start off with some kisses, and then there's some affirmations spoken, and then I don't know how that happens every time. I don't know how that happens every time. Yeah. Our conversations teach me so much about me that I've known for a while that I want a village, and by village I don't mean like men, these new school men who want that EBT polygamy, ain't that what they call it? That's they want the snap polygamy. I ain't talking about no Snapchat. Niggas want grocery. They want one woman to suck their dick, one of them to cook the meals, and one of them to take care of the kids and shit. That's their idea of a village. My village is to expand the relationship that I share with Say, the way we love each other and we can feel the unconditioned and the way we motivate each other and inspire each other and the way we move each other and the way we really do fuel and charge each other. I'm just, anytime I consider opening our relationship to someone else, I'm concerned because so many people suck from me individually and so many people suck from him individually that I have to be careful not to choose someone that is there to suck from the collective. And not intentionally. Those people are easy to find. It's the ones who are genuine, but you drink until you're filled. That's how it goes. You go to a water fountain, and if all you need is a little water, you take a little. If you need a lot, you take a lot. You sip until you are filled, and I can't be mad at you at that because self-preservation is law. But if you're being filled from my cup and my cup isn't being replenished, then, that ain't even your fault. It's up to me to protect my portion. And so, in protecting my portion, I just realized in talking to him today, what's more important to me than a woman who know how to cook or be vegan or suck a good dick, what's more important to me is that I feel safe with her. That I feel safe with her. Just as I feel safe with Say, I need for myself and my children to feel safe when that woman is close. Like I tell my children, you get scared when you see me scared. And yeah, I need that. I need that. I don't want, I don't want to be a circle that's supposed to make you feel safe. Period. A circle is supposed to make you feel safe. Your mind, your body, and your spirit. A woman who I trust to make my mind feel safe, to cherish and honor and cultivate and nurture my ideas, my mind, that's peace. You know what I'm saying? And then and like I said, I want a holy woman. I want a whole woman. One mind, body, and spirit. Not one or the other. Be like, shit, she real good with the kids and shit, but she fire with the kids. No, is she fire with the grown-ups? Is she fire with the plants? What is her position with the stars and shit? Like, I just want mind, body, and spirit. After being so unsafe and so uncovered for so long, I know now that that's exactly what I want. That is where my security is and my safety. And my body safety. Like, if there's a cockroach on the wall or a spider on the wall, is she gonna get the fuck on? Because if you're gonna get the fuck on when you see a goddamn 9-legged creature, I hate to see what the fuck you do when you see a creature with a 9. Hello, somebody talk to me. Yes, and a woman that makes me feel safe, I want to protect. The way Say makes me feel safe, I want to protect him. It's a completely different type of protection. The way he protects my body and protects the home makes me want to protect his heart, makes me want to protect his liver and his kidneys and shit, make me want to protect his whole. Okay, and so I want for the women in my circle, whether it's intimate or personal or business, I want the women in my circle to make me feel safe. And I in turn will do the same thing. If every time you with me you feel insecure or unsecure or unsafe, get the fuck free from me, okay? Okay, bye. All right, let's go. But yeah, I didn't even realize how important safety was. If somebody had asked me yesterday, what am I looking for in a sister queen, I would not have even thought to say that. But that's it. And I'll go on to say, so if a woman is in an unhealthy relationship, all right, if a woman is herself engaged in an unhealthy relationship, how then can if you have a history of unhealthy relationships and you've not resolved those issues, how can I feel safe? You haven't done the best job of guarding your own self. You haven't protected your own mind, body, and spirit. And I should entrust you to protect mine. I should entrust you to protect Say's and our children. And I love you. I really do. I love you. I really do. And my heart go out to the sisters in abusive relationships, because you definitely, sisters in abusive relationships, it's easy for them to latch on. It's easy for them to suck power. It's easy for them to see freedom in something and latch on to the little bit of free that they can. That's peace. I love y'all. I want those sisters, I want you to get free. I want you to get free. No one else in the world will trust you to protect them and the children that you could bear together if you haven't shown that you can protect yourself. All right? Get free. Moving on to I thought we were supposed to be on sacred union, but we probably still got a little bit left in sacred relationships. Let's see. Sobriety. I remember we discussed that. We said we needed to expound on sobriety. All right. Y'all doing all right, though? Said principles of Mayat. Represented by the feather. Oh, look at here. This my, oh, shit. Look at here. Hell, let me take this off for look like I have the oedema. I put my, this choker on my ankle. Getting fancy. Now I'm wondering why. Hold on. You were cute for a minute. Y'all see my ankle swell the fuck up. She said yes, I'm peace. Oh, great riser. Great. Oh. Alright, hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Alright, hold on. Greetings. You look pretty. I love you, mommy. See you later. Okay, y'all, hold on. Okay, y'all. I'm coming at them. I'm really coming. Oh, shit. Yes, indeed. Hold on. So, if I do, like, pass out over here, y'all will be able to tell them what took me out. Tell them it wasn't heart failure. Ankle about to swell up in a second. While we playing about the edema, that's the got to be careful about that. Swollen ankles, family. Swollen ankles is never good. Swollen ankles is never okay. You know, you get a mosquito bite, your arm swell up a little bit, your head swell up a little bit, your legs swell up, your foot swell up a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, I got a little inflammation. Your ankles swell up, go get seen about. If your ankles get swole up, cut all this you woke shit. You don't need to go to the doctor. You can fix yourself. Take your big ankle having ass over there to the doctor, especially if you're pregnant, but even if you're not. All right? I'm trying to tell you, them ankle swollen is very, 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 very problematic. Very problematic. It ain't no time ever in the history of ankle swelling have a nigga ankle been swollen and be like, nah, you straight, my nigga. You just having a big ankle day. No. If your ankles are swollen, go get checked out. That inflammation is serious, and it can be related to your heart failing, your blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? It could be indicative of disease or infection. Yes. Get that checked out. No allergies never made nobody ankle get big. Go get your shit together. I love you. All right. Sacred relationships. That's what we are finishing up. Kemites believe if your heart became burdened, the scale would be out of balance, opening the way to illness and plague. But if your heart maintained, y'all see me, damn it? It's nice outside, but it might still be wet, so I ain't gonna go out there. Hold on. Trying to see you, see me, and the book. In order to keep the heart as light as a feather and in a balanced state, we must remain in an active state of meditation so that spirit may continue to reveal to us the divine plan of all circumstances. A light heart is reflected in one's peaceful state of body, mind, and spirit. Those who are in a state of Mayat experience contentment, compassion, wisdom, and the constant inner freedom to manifest their life's purpose. Once in this divine state, one tends not to waver, regardless of the mood swings of other people or conditions. A Mayat person is spiritually empowered with the ancient African spirit of truth, justice, righteousness, and absolute harmony. All right, this is the meditation. So you'll sit quietly for a few moments and connect to your heart center. Breathe into the heart and out again, very slowly and quietly. Do this 7 times, for 7 is the number for the spirit. Every time you inhale, see the image of your heart as light as a feather. With each exhalation, release from the heart center in degrees or all at once emotions of anger, depression, and disappointment. With each inhalation, breathe into the heart peace, joy, compassion, balance, and serenity. This Mayat meditation should become part of you all of the days of your life so that you will be disease free. When the heart center, the Het Haru center of divine love, is light and in balance, then you can experience Haru the falcon, the Christ consciousness, the inner freedom that takes flight above the denser spirit of Seth, pain, challenge, and disharmony. All right, the Maya affirmation. Try to put the rest of this hair up and shit. Hold on. She got me hot. It's probably the lamp. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, we rolling. Maya affirmation. I live on Maya. I satisfy myself with the righteousness of my heart. On the walls of the pyramids, the heart and the feather were weighed against each other to indicate that the heart must never become heavy. It must always be in balance, be as light as the feather. According to how I live, my heart will be weighed and judged daily. Whatever I carry in my heart will be revealed in my life. So I will guard my heart, my life with much love and care. No burdens will weigh upon it. Sacred relationship. The most important relationship on earth is your relationship with yourself. The extent to which you heal. Wait a minute. The most important relationship on earth is your relationship with self. That's peace right there. That's the gem. We can shut the whole thing down there. Listen, really and truly. And I've been saying this to you since the very beginning. One, every single one of our relationships, intimate, personal, business, platonic, old, new, maternal, every one of our relationships is reflective of our relationship with ourselves. If I don't know how to stop smoking cigarettes, or I haven't gotten the willpower to do that yet, I can't seem to cut sugar out even though I really want to. I can't seem to cut back on meat. I can't seem to stop going to that fucked up restaurant. I can't seem to leave that ain't shit nigga alone. I can't seem to get out of debt. If I can't seem to save myself in any regard, I should not be able to see myself in a relationship with someone who has the power to do all of those things. What edification or interest would somebody else fairly have in me if they have already conquered those things? They've already conquered those things. They've already been to war with themselves, and now I stand here telling them I love them, inviting them to go to war with me and for me. It makes no sense. We should fight our battles. You have to, like in Mario Brothers and shit, you got to go through the shit. You got to slay the monsters and kill the dragon before you get the princess. Before you get to queenhood or queendom, you got to go through the fire. You don't get the liberty of standing at the moat and shit, waiting on a nigga waiting on a knight in shining armor. No, that's not how any of this goes. The happily ever after is that you've gone through your own shit, and now you're waiting for those who've come through the fire also. All right, those who've come through the fire also. Your most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Crazy. There are some of us who wonder why all men cheat. You can't get a man to stop cheating to save your life, but you cheat yourself every day. You've been trying to stop smoking cigarettes for years. You've been trying. Imagine that. If you had the will to commit to yourself, you might almost, perhaps, need I say, attract somebody who has the same commitment, the same will. If you've made no commitments or there's no love, listen, what you get is what you've put in. That's the only thing you'll ever withdraw from the universe and from the ATM is the things they have in common. All the fuck you ever going to get out is whatever you've put back in. Your relationship with yourself deserves some attention. It deserves some attention. It deserves some journaling, some assessment, some evaluating. Sit down and do a pros and cons list on yourself the same way most women that I know have done it at some point about a man. Be like, well, he got good dick, but he got bad debt. All right, it's time that you put that on you. These are the things that I absolutely love about myself. I wouldn't change them, and everybody else loves them about me. And some of them are things that like to be opinionated. Somebody else might put that on a negative list for me. For me, I'm putting that on the plus side. Hell motherfucking yeah, I'm opinionated. I'm vocal. I'm well-read and well-rounded, okay? Then on the other side, I can be a little hard. I can be too empathetic, all right? I can switch out on your ass. I could be a little flip floppy, a little wishy washy. All right. The thing is though, and then now and identify how I treat me. Do I give my higher self and lower self are in a constant relationship? Who gets more? Do I love them in an equal and balanced way like I do my children, or do I always give my lower self more? Well, my higher self says, you know, you should probably meditate. And you keep hearing that shit. Well, my higher self says, hey, maybe you shouldn't eat that shit. Well, my higher self says, come on, you've done 2 days with no cigarettes. What's one more day? And do I give power? Do I listen? Do I obey? Am I in communication with my higher self? Or am I in communication with my lower self? When they say, go ahead and send that nigga that pussy picture. Listen, you got to get about your root chakra. I get the balance and all of that, but you want to make sure you've reviewed your relationship with yourself so you know that, so you can understand how they're reflective. If you are abusive to yourself in any way, then it would be easier to understand how someone else believes that they can be abusive to you. I'm sure you've already improved on your relationship with yourself since we've been through the beginning. I encourage you to stay on the road. It gets better. Focus not so much on the outer world. As your inner environment is healed, the world around you will improve. So I'm actually very shy and reserved. I think that's a negative sometimes. I guess as long as it's balanced. As long as it's balanced. But I can't help but, I mean, I can't help but agree with you, sis. Because I spent so much of my life timid and shy and reserved. And I missed out on so much because I was timid and shy and reserved. So I don't know if it's in the Bible or if it's just in Christian teachings to let everything that has breath give praise. That's my voice. That's my voice. My voice is the tool I use to calm men from wars. All right. My voice is the tool I use to soothe a crying baby. My voice is how I scream fire when I'm being raped. My voice is my weapon. My voice is my tool. My voice is my resource. So to not utilize those things, I can't see how that in any way, shape, fashion, or form would be beneficial to me. I need my voice. I'm saying so much so that motherfuckers who are mute, motherfuckers who can't talk, be like, shit, found a voice. Yeah, to be shy and reserved when is peace, as long as you aren't those things when it's time to be rah-rah. All right? When it's time to be rah-rah. Yeah, when you need oil, as long as you squeak then. Okay? I would hate you to be out here like crying wolf. You just squeaking, squeaking, squeaking. Like some people squeak it so much and bark so much and they're loud and they're all around. And when they need something, you don't it's just business as usual. But you have to find your balance. You have to find your balance. That same Bible that I was raised in promised me a treasure in heaven. Now that I know that I'm heaven, every day, every interaction, every engagement, I'm looking for my win. I'm looking for my treasure. I'm looking for my come up. I encourage you to do the same. Shit, you can't even go to Zaxby's or Chick-fil-A and get your food without letting these niggas know who your name is. Say who you are and get what's yours. Say who you are and get what's yours. I'm sure, like I said, that all of us have improved since we've been on a journey. I'm sure that all of us have improved since we've been on a journey. For me, for the longest, I was just shy and reserved, even beyond the point that I wanted to be. Like I could be telling a friend 2 days later about something that happened to me and telling them what I wish I would have said to somebody. Not anymore. All right, not anymore. All right, where we at? Great rising. Great rising, great rising. All right. Okay, because we're finishing up sacred relationship. Oh, we're only 30 minutes in. Self-communication, love, unity, and compassion for your sacred self aid you in establishing a sacred relationship with all others. This week, enjoy all of your relationships, all right? List all of your relationships. Explore the current state of these relationships and what you need to do to each one to bring out the divine order in it. Keep praying about and purifying these relationships to understand the lesson that each relationship has brought into your life. Practice forgiveness of self and others. Huh. Can't imagine me shy. Man. Man, listen. And I've only had my voice for my whole life. I'm gonna say the past 3 or 4 years have been different. The past 3 or 4 years. Um, but before then, the only time that I would like go Super Saiyan would definitely be for my mom. All right, like for my mom. I could take any abuse on the chin. I could take any abuse on the chin. I could take it in good stride. What would Jesus do? Turn the other cheek and walk the other way. And that would only change if something had irritated or upset my mom. That would bring fire immediately. Not even my children could bring fire from me like my mom in distress. And I'm not even mad or ashamed to say that shit, because the same way is there's a difference. My mom, if I'm in distress, she feels some type of way, yeah. But if her grandbabies is in distress, there's a fire that she feels. The same fire that she feels for those grandbabies is the fire that I feel for her. But now the fire that I felt for my mother my entire life, I feel for every extension of me. Every extension of me. So I can't see a sister being disrespected without saying something. I can't see a brother being neglected without saying something. Um, yeah. I guess a lot of our parents maybe don't know it, but one of the things that they teach us is to be invisible. You don't speak unless you're spoken to. You should be seen and not heard. So they've taught us a beautiful magic trick, but we don't fucking count and we not fucking here. All right? The same way our children are seeing our phones as more important than them. Our parents had grown up lives that were more important. Maybe it was fucking playing spades or fucking lingerie parties. You know, the niggas used to do a lot of that shit. But and being invisible, a lot of us are just lost in translation. A lot of us are just lost in translation. So it's definitely peace to be able to see yourself and to know yourself. So considering most of us aren't allowed, we don't have, somebody else can tell you, go hug your uncle. You know what I mean? Go kiss your friend and tell give your cousin a hug and tell him you're sorry. Because somebody else dictates how we handle our bodies and how we operate. Because somebody else has control of our bodies. Our relationship with self and our relationship with self-love and our relationship with self-conduct can be a little self-removed, if that makes sense. And so if you can't see yourself or feel yourself, it would definitely be hard to love yourself. It would definitely be hard to take care of yourself. And so I can imagine how one might feel. Now the power is when you see yourself again and you feel yourself again, and then you start realizing exactly how big yourself is, because your self-love starts to grow, and then everything becomes an extension of you. It's stewardship. Stewardship is owning something and taking care of it. Like your grandma say, who left my door open? Who let my AC out? Who let it's a lot of my when your self-love is big. You recognize that everything around you in some way, shape, fashion, or form is yours. And you love it and you take care of it. And yeah. All right. Oh, damn. I didn't realize we was missing comments. Let me see what we're talking about. Oh, hell yeah. I'm just finding my voice. The only time I really go in was when my cup was so full there was nothing else to do but overflow. Hello. Strangers be like, she quiet. People who know me be like, bitch, you won't mess with her children. Yes, indeed. And if you got that fire, fire matters. Like we taught also to extinguish that, to calm that down. But fire prompts movement. All right, fire prompts movement, and we need it. As a collective, our people need movement. Right. I remember talking to Say recently, and I was like, your lower self is the self that protects you, all right? In my mind, your higher self is the you that acts on shit. you know. And your lower self is the one that reacts on shit. But it's the lower self that gets shit done. It's the lower self that bring the fire. You tell everybody, get out, everybody get out, everybody get out. Nobody get the fuck out. I've cleared many parties and said the party's over and niggas was taking a long time to leave. They want to exchange numbers and shit and finish their last drink. Light a fire in that motherfucker and everybody's gonna go. You don't have to say the party's over or go or none of that shit. Light a fire in that bitch and everybody will go. The fire is definitely necessary. Our fire is in our power to bellow out, and we need that fire. And as a black woman or a black man in 2018, it don't matter which country you in or state, as a black woman or a black man in this time and in this dimension, you're going to have to strengthen that root chakra. You're going to have to strengthen that lower self. You're going to have to find the fire to bellow out as often as you need to, because you are always under attack. Always. There's not a single time where motherfuckers be like, she ain't had no reason to be in her lowest self right then. You black and in America, it's always, every day, a reason for you to be able to, yeah. You know what? I meant to tell y'all, too. Hold on. I meant to tell y'all, I've been in Facebook jail and shit. Them niggas hating on me. Hold on right quick. Ooh, it feel good to stretch my legs. Hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. I had almost forgot. Y'all know I got an event. Damn, room fucked up. I got an event Saturday. I'm trying to get ready for it and shit. I gotta show y'all one of my creations from yesterday. Nisha, this the one I was talking about that I gotta get ready for you. Hold on. Hold on. Here you go. Let me take this shit back down so y'all ain't got to see how I'm living in here. It looks so fucked up in here. Whew. All right. Get this shit out of here. All right, relationship. So where we at? 37 minutes? Oh, shit, we got time to bullshit. Nah, we really gonna work. We gonna work. I did have to show you something. Damn. All right. This is the one I was talking about, Isha. You see it? That right there? Anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I'm on. That's the one I need to send to you. Shit. But hold on. Indeed. That one over there. I sure need to ask this man where my reefer at. Yeah, that's it. Okay, though. Listen. Hold on. It ain't finished all the way. Oh, thank you. I ain't even realized that I was wearing the moon shirt on the moon. I just was like, damn, do I feel like having my midsection out today or do I feel like having my thighs out today? And then I was like, ankles, shoulders. So this worked out. But look, though. Hold on. Hold on right quick. Hold on right quick. Hold on, goddamn. Hold on. Hold on. I have to put this up so you can see. Hold on. 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 I can't fit it or no shit, but I can't fit it, but somebody can. You see it? You see it? The gun on the waist, on the hip. You see it? Look, though. And I got them. A shitload of them, though, with the guns. You a 22? Hey, I got the pum ready, though. I got the pum ready. I got the 22s. I got the AKs. I got the 9s. What y'all trying to do? You understand what I'm saying? For real. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you ain't got there yet, you can wear it on the neck, too. You know what I'm saying? Say you a 4'5". Yeah, that's peace though. That's peace though. Keep a gun on the waist. You know what I'm saying? Clip on the hip. That's peace. I'm excited about that. I got a lot of stuff done because I was trying to get ready for this event. So it'll be peace. That means the site will be uploaded with all the new stuff later on this week. So we rolling and shit. Let's go ahead and finish the sacred relationship thing. No, sis. You use the waist beads for waist management. The same way sister's gonna be like, girl, as soon as I get this stomach off me, I'm about to go get me one of them waist trainers. You utilize it to train your waist. You utilize it to train your waist. If you get it, if you get one, if you measure your waist, all right, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, check this out. Okay. One says you're gonna take it around wherever you want to measure. Um, there's one because I usually wear the multi wrap. They go around 3 or 4 times. When I'm making myself a second chain to wear, um, now actually I think one of my children got it from the thrift for themselves, and I was like, you know that shirt too grown to have your shoulders out and it cut up on the bottom with the stomach out with the moons on there. Let me hold it. But yeah, because most of mine go multiple times around here, I measure up top. If I'm making a second one, I want it to come across here. All right. But if you're making one for weight management, that part of your stomach that you could suck in, that part that swell up when you go to the buffet, you're right here. Measure that exactly. And then when you get the waist bead, get it an inch smaller. So you have to suck in right there. You have to suck in. That's how you're going to do it. Now the waist beads, because they roll, what happened is, if you lose weight or you're not bloated that day, you'll see them start to come down a little bit. And if you eat something or get pregnant or have gas or swell up, you'll see them roll up to the top of the stomach, trying to find the smaller part of your body. All right? But definitely use them to help you get where you're going. Okay? You ain't got to wait till you get there. Hold on. All right. Y'all, I'm trying to go see Daryl today. Y'all know Daryl? Somebody, Lisa, put me on Daryl Moonrock. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's lots of sisters that feel that way. But even my grandma, my mother said that at first. Well, honey. Them beads will be done got lost under one of my rolls, honey. I say, and not unless you've measured under one of your rolls. You don't measure under there. Though when somebody asks you your waist measurements, you don't lift nothing to go and measure nothing, do you? And so you should be just fine. And I do have bigger beads, and that's what I did with my grandma. Rather than using, rather than using a seed bead or even I mean, not that you know measurements, but a 6/0 bead, then I would use big beads, you know. Um, I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't have anything like right here to show you, but there are bigger beads. Bigger beads. Bigger women ask for me to make them all the time, and I do, and I send them. You know how y'all act. Y'all don't want to share no picture, but yeah, I encourage you to get them. Just do it. All right, let's keep on going. So we talked about listing all your relationships. We talked about practicing forgiveness of self and others as you do your daily altar work so that you spiritually cleanse your heart and all your conditions. And remember, again, I talked about this briefly yesterday. If you have a hard time forgiving, how you forgive yourself and how you forgive others are closely related. Yeah. Shit, my mama always be talking about getting her skin cut. Getting her skin cut. That toning shit is real work. It can be done. That shit is real work. That shit is harder than losing the weight. It's real work. You know me, my chicken wing swing. You know I'm speaking from experience. All right. Remember the forgiveness, the way you forgive others is oftentimes closely related to how well you forgive yourself. So if you can remember the foul things that you've done in life, the things the things that you need to seek forgiveness for, forgive yourself, and it'll be easier to forgive others. Like we know when we hurt people, and if you don't, I encourage you, not so that you depress yourself, but so that you can feel again, so that you can feel really and truly do a meditation where you put yourself in someone else's shoes and imagine how you made someone else feel, how you made them feel. I mean, like literally close your eyes and get to a point where you close your eyes and look at your hands and you can see their hands and imagine how you made them feel. Oftentimes it's easier to know how we've impacted people when we put that much time and thought into it, but especially if we've hurt somebody. All right, it helps us to forgive ourselves for hurting them, and sometimes it helps us to move beyond that even and actually seek forgiveness from them. Got a skin cut shoes. Yeah, my mom said she want to get hers cut. My mama was, I guess, almost 300, and she 100 and something too now. Flatliner. Is that the Oh no, that was Lazarus Effect. Flatliner is the old one that they brought back. I think that was the old one that they brought back. I can't remember. But the old one was Peace, though. I don't remember enjoying it anymore. All right. Process old hurts from unhealed relationships. By placing photographs of those who need forgiveness on your altar and chanting, love holds no grievances. What's past is past. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did see that. I think I did. I know I watched the old one for sure. I know I watched the old one for sure. I don't think I've seen the new one. I think I went on the Fire Stick. I went on, what's the shit called? Kodi. I went on Kodi, and I found a link for Flatliners, and it was a link for the old one, which I'd already seen, so I just was like, fuck it. So I haven't seen the new one. All right, perform 7-day prayer work for sacred relationships. Place a photo of your mother and father on your altar in a beautiful frame. Write a love letter. Their guilt was haunting their reality. That's so real. Place a photo of your mother and father on your altar in a beautiful frame. Write a love letter to your parents expressing all the gratitude you have for the relationship that birthed you. Sacred relationships. Remember that the same way all of your relationships with other people are reflective of the relationship you have with yourself, use that same gem to understand how some people operate. All right, it's gonna help you because we always want closure. We want an understanding why somebody did something like that, why they have to do us like this, why they have to be that way. Understand that the relationship that they are attempting to have with you is a reflection of the relationship they have with themselves. So again, if you can look at them and you can see how unhealthy they treat themselves, please don't engage in a relationship and expect them to make the relationship with you a peace or a positive thing when they haven't done it with themselves. Be mindful of that. Be mindful that the relationship things are like branches on a tree. Right when you think you're at the end, you come to another branch, and right when you think you're at the end, you're at another branch and another branch and another branch, and continues to go on. Our relationships are our relationships. But every time I engage with you, your relationships and your idea about them is based on all the relationships you've had. So I can't just look at me and you and what we share. It's important if I want to know how my sister operates. And yeah, when I'm talking to sister friends and sister queens, potentials for our for our family, those are things that I want to know. What is your relationship like with your father? What is your relationship like with your mother? And also, I shout out again to Pastor Tiffany. A lot of us are dating and we're keeping our children outside of the loop because we want to protect them. And that's peace. I accept that. But that shit is motherfucking 70s. That shit is 70s. You out here falling in love and shit, bringing somebody around your children for the first time. That shit is 70s. Where you talk about you don't want to bring nobody around your kids. All you have to do is not fuck everybody. not fuck everybody. Your children should know who your friends are. Your children should know who your circle is or who the village is. So they absolutely should be meeting people with you. They should be. Now, they shouldn't be seeing you suck face and fucking on and paying and giving niggas your car. That type of thing they should not see. But to see you engaging in healthy, interactive relationships with different genders, they absolutely need to see that. And again, I guess it's actually a plug, not from Pastor Tiffany, but from my grandmother. Um, you have to hang out with people's children. If you go on a first date or a second or a third date, again, you might be sitting at the table with somebody's representative, but people don't have the liberty of pretending to be someone else when they are with Great Rise and Eddie. They don't have the liberty or the they don't have the luxury of pretending to be someone else when their children are around. Apparently, when their children are around, yeah, because your children are gonna be their normal selves. One, if somebody start acting new around the children will call it out. Oh, we can do that today. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you see how they speak to their child, how they respond to their child, how attentive they are, how they discipline their child. And if you just spend, I would say, 3 to 6 hours with a person and their child, you'll see all of these interactions, okay? And it's important because that is a primal relationship. If I don't feed my child when my child says that they're hungry, or pay attention when my child says they're hurt, or if my phone has more power to if my phone has more power to move me than my child's cry does, those are things that you should see in a relationship and see it early. All right. So require that when you're in a relationship, you want to know about the branch that's connected to the branch that's connected to the branch. I do want to know, for the sake of our relationship, what are your other relationships like? Your relationship with yourself, your mother, your father, your children, even your work, even your car, even your car. Even your car. I've had a brother talking to me at the gas station and shit, and I'm talking to him, and I'm looking at his car, and I'm thinking, nigga, it looked like cigarette ashes from here to Kalamazoo and wing trays and shit, nigga. I see a Wendy's bag. I see a Zaxby's box. I know what your house look like. I know what your insides look like. Brother, I know what your semen tastes like, and I'm good on all of those things. Um, be mindful of your relationship and your stewardship with everything around you, and be watchful of those relationships around you also. Um, let's see. Moving on. Consciously release old relationship patterns through purification rites, journal work, prayer, and affirmations. Don't be erratic and jump into new relationships without ridding yourself of old toxic habits that drew in your previous toxic unions. Um, don't be erratic and jump into new relationships, like a lot of old folks I've heard say, and young folks who are repeating after the dumb shit the old folks have taught them. Sometimes the best way to get over an old one is to get under a new one or something like that. Um, don't be erratic and don't be an asshole. Don't hurt everybody else. Don't hurt everybody else. Don't hurt everybody else just so that you can be healed. That isn't necessary. It isn't necessary for you to do more damage. Like, yeah, I don't want you pulling flowers to make a bouquet for yourself. Don't you uproot and dismantle and kill everything around you because you need to find you some peace. To me, it's the same as when the white women put the dog in the basket and shit. You got the dog in the bucket. You going to lunch with a dog in your bag. Bitch, that is fucked up. Just so you can have a cute kiss occasionally, you're going to take something else's freedom. Like, you're going to fuck up something else's life and shit. This motherfucker lives in a goddamn Coach bag so you can have a kiss when you at restaurants with your friends. He like, I hope you and that dog choke on an appetizer. Listen, true shit, I really do hope that. Don't be erratic though and jump into new relationships without getting rid of the old shit because you hurt everybody else. And I've used the car example for so fucking long for you, but it's the best one because some of us continually do that. You gotta, yeah, I'm not gonna do it this time because we're gonna keep on fucking going. Don't be erratic and jump into new relationships without ridding yourself of old toxic habits that drew in your previous toxic unions. Give me a minute. Continuously release old relationship patterns You purification rites, journal work, prayer work, and affirmations. If it's okay to ask your sisters and your brothers, ask your friends for your patterns, because sometimes we don't recognize them ourselves. Like I've had to tell a sister friend who you 3 4 years into a relationship with a man and you just don't get along and you want to stay with him because y'all been together for a while, but he just don't fucking get it and you've been trying to get him to get it for a long time. And I have to say, sister, maybe you don't remember, but all of your relationships are 3 or 4 years. All we 35 and 40, sis, and your relationships have been 3 or 4 years since we've been 18. You break up with one dude, within 1 month you meeting another nigga at a gas station or a club. Within 2 weekends he's moved into your house, and then y'all are together for 2 or 3 years until he get on your nerves. You realize you don't even fucking like him, and you find another nigga at a club or a gas station on a night when you out just to get away from my mans. This is your pattern. And if somebody pointing out your pattern offends you, peace unto you, you're not ready to heal. But sometimes if you can't see the patterns in your own shit. When I met Louis, that's my first husband. I met Louis and married him the same day. When I met Zion's father, Jeff, I met him on a Thursday. By Saturday, we lived together. When I met Say, I was like, shit, nigga, will you marry me? And then I remembered our patterns matter. And him and I had a conversation, and I said, these are my patterns. And he said, well, shit, these are mine. And we agreed that no matter how we do what we do in this relationship, let us be sure to steer clear of our patterns. We both want love, and we want communion, and we want a relationship, but it didn't work before. We wanted it just as bad as we did before each other, but it didn't work with the people before. Why? Probably because of our patterns. So if we see ourselves repeating that, then let us steer clear of that. Whatever the fuck we do, let it not be what we've already done over and over and over and over. I just ordered the book Wounded Womb by Phil Valentine. Yes, worth the price. Yes, worth the price. What up? Oh, okay. I love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Didn't even know Say was on there. Love you, love you, love you. Yes, honey. Shirley, Barbara, and Tina have got to get together because we have some shit we need to goddamn get together, okay? Because, honey, look, because Barbara and Shirley and Tina don't fuck around with the fuck around. Hold on. I got an email. I sure be appreciative of the little notification. Okay, cool. All right. Sure no, baby, because we don't fuck around with the fuck around. It's going to be a lot of weed to smoke that day. Say no, get your dollars together, baby. Get your dollars together because we're going to need the fruit and we're going to need the weed. All right, within the next 7 days, sister asked me yesterday, sis, how did you get around your withdrawals? When you started withdrawing, when you had stopped smoking weed, how did you get past the withdrawals? I did get past the withdrawals. I went right past them bitches, and then I went right past the gas station and pull up at the Weed Man house. Rode right past the withdrawals and pulled up at the Weed Man house, sir. Hey, we all a work in progress. We all a work in progress. Within the next 7 days, write a thank you letter to all those in your life whom you are or have been in sacred relationships. Thank each individual for the special riches they bring to your life, and place these letters on your altar. Infuse them with more love and gratitude each day, and when you complete this gateway, you put these love offerings in the mail. If the person has died or vanished out of your life, then burn the letter with a little sage to begin to release the vibratory pain of your past. Send love, light, and forgiveness to those you're sending letters to or who are on your relationship list during your morning meditation and prayers. It's very gratifying because some people, we don't tell people how we feel about them. We kind of show them, and we some of us have been in relationships where a man's way to show us or to tell us that he love us is that he here. When he be like, shit, I come home to you though, you know. And so we want him to say, and we want it, and that's okay. The reason we want that is because it's natural. Remember, it's a tool, it's a resource. Let all that have breath give praise. So we want to be praised with all the tools and resources that you have available to you. And again, so we go to work every day and we go to school every day and we interact with people. And yeah, some of us, let's be real, have a work wife or a work husband, you know what I mean? And yeah, we just kind of, some of us have even been in relationships like this where nobody ever said, will you go steady with me? And you just spent so much time together where it was presumed and assumed until it was actually what it was and you were one. Communicate to people how you feel about them. I would use today to communicate with people how you feel about them. Not the little petty shit. We'd be like, you always dress cute. And when I tell my children to affirm each other, and they'd be like, I like it when you let me play with your toys. Yeah. Tell them, what do you mean to me? What do you mean to me? It can get really emotional, but it's necessary because you strengthen the bond in a relationship. If me and you are just sisters at work, and we share pencils with each other. When I need my hands moisturized, I can come get lotion off your desk without asking. Or, we'll go get lunch from the same place sometimes, or you'll go before me and bring me something back. I'll just send you with my money. But I've never said to you, sister, I love you. Sister, I have a relationship with you, and that's important to me. There are blood sisters that I have, blood family members that I have, and there is no relationship. I have I have sisters and cousins who we've never broken bread together. I've never cried on their shoulder or they cried on mine. I have family members who wouldn't give me a ride if they was Uber fucking drivers. And you've given me a ride. You've lifted me up, you've fed me, you've listened to me, you've trained me, you've helped me. I give thanks for you. Tell people in your life how you feel about them. It strengthens the relationships. It really does. Send love and light and forgiveness to those you're sending letters to, or who you are in, or who are listed on your relationship list. Asked is about nurturing the self, yourself, and first. Self-worth and self-love must be in place within you in order to establish any divine relationship. It's not about your relationship with him or her. It's about your relationship with yourself. Can you imagine? Because I don't put meat in my temple. It ain't got nothing to do with what you put in yours. I don't want it in mine. I don't want the medicine in mine. I don't want the liquor. I don't want the meat. I don't want the sugar. I don't want those things in my temple. I don't want the cigarettes and the shit in mine, right? And so it's easy for me to decline a relationship where a man is willing to put those things in his temple. It ain't no shade or I got, oh nigga, you friend zone. I don't have to do all of that because of the way that I love myself. Oftentimes, the brother who engages in those things feels disqualified. I had a brother tell me, I told you, he's not even worthy. Like if I did open myself, and by myself I mean my pussy to him, he wouldn't even be ready to come in because he's like, I'm not there yet. I'm not so God yet. And when he goes on to say, because I still use soap with sulfate and I still use toothpaste with fluoride in it. Like you've disqualified yourself. I mean, I know it ain't as deep as, oh, this nigga is about to go slit his wrist. Not like that. But you've already said that you're not ready yet. You don't qualify yet for me because of the toothpaste and the soap you use. Can you imagine how God I got? Man, I wouldn't have 4 baby daddies if these niggas in the street was set up that way. I wouldn't have 4 baby daddies. If they be like, man, Shawty, you fine and fuck, Shawty, but I'm out here still smoking cigarettes and living with my other baby mama, my Shawty, so I should probably just leave you the fuck alone. But no, nigga want to slide up to the bumper any fucking way. It's true, though. Nurturing yourself and the relationship with yourself has to be done and must be done before you are able to establish any divine relationship with anyone else. It's not about your relationship with anybody except yourself first. Once you tend to this relationship, then all others will reflect your personal wellness and wholeness. As you do your journal work, ask yourself, what would it take to establish a healthy relationship with myself? And that's peace. I want you to commit to yourself to establishing and continuing the wisdom of Mayat and the power of sacred relationships in all the areas of your life. Commit to it. Commit, not a 90-day commitment, not a 120-day commitment, not an annual commitment. Commit eternally, all right, to yourself and to establishing and continuing the wisdom of Mayat, which is balance and harmony, and the power of sacred relationships in all areas of your life, all areas. All right, so tomorrow we'll be picking up on Sacred Union, which is the spiritual guardian of Ast. We said it's about nurturing self, yourself first. All right, I'm excited. Tomorrow's also chapter 13, the number 13. You know, a lot of tall buildings don't even have the floor 13 for what is it? Superstitious reasons. yeah, superstitious reasons. They just skip the 13 forward. The next time you're in a hotel or some shit, I encourage you to look and see. Um, 13, a righteous number, a righteous man. We'll be in chapter 13, and 13 is a righteous number. We'll be at gateway 8, and 8 is also infinite. Um, so this gateway will be loaded with power. It really will. Sacred union. Sacred union. I'm excited. Y'all know I love unity and shit. All right. All right. All right. All right. Nukpu, Kamiku, Kimam, Zapru, and How Nuk Ao, Inu Amuku. And you know what that shit mean. We lit. We got. All right. I love you. Peace. See y'all asses later.